first thing we're gonna do, now that we have the motherboard out, smaller screwdriver. Get it on. Just gotta put a little infant.
Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me a million years from now.
Let's take out the heat sink.
The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity.
Take this off and put it back on for that heat sink.
Sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love. It keeps me high. Keeps me high.
Just to be facetious. And start it on. This, and it's keyed right there when you put this in. There we go. Just let it slide in. Alright, now once it slides in, go ahead and take this heat sink off.
Tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. We'll sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love. It keeps me high. Keeps me high.
Put that back screw.
I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me a million years from now.
Alright, so we got the heat
The
sink.
seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity.
Install the
Sail across
RAM.
the lights
We have some
beyond the
DDR5
sky. I'll
RAM
be
Elite.
with you eternally.
We're gonna go ahead and
Addict
install
for
it.
your love, it keeps me high.
I like that M.2 Wi-Fi right there. That's pretty cool. Hyper M.2. Got the heat sinks. And I like the pre-installed shield right here as well. I'm just looking at these pins, making sure I got all the pins I need. Got your CPU power, got your motherboard power, then you got your CPU power up at the top, so that's gonna be cool. But anyhow, let's go ahead and put these this RAM in.
Than the desktop, despite the frame rate not being drastically different. That's fascinating actually. We're getting about 45 milliseconds of latency to around about 56 milliseconds of latency on the laptop. I also want to do a quick test of the most demanding game that we have in at the moment, which is Alan Wake 2. The game looks good. This is running with DLSS set to balance. You can turn this up a little bit if you wanted to, but as we're currently getting around about 60 FPS, this is quite
Alright.
Swapping over to our desktop 4060 meanwhile, and I
This is the RAM right here.
these numbers, but you will see we're once again getting roughly about 10 FPS more, which is kind of funny really when you think about it. But clearly this is quite consistent on the sort of AAA games that we've been testing and have been running.
Got this RAM in there. Got it in there secure. Alright. And the key with RAM is you want to make sure that that key goes in the exact spot right here. So you go ahead and pop these open. Alright. And let's go ahead and get this in there. Okay, it fit. It's just, it was tough. I had to turn it around this way and basically put the ram stick in like this. I went to the latch that doesn't click back first, and then I put it on the other side. And then I just kind of shimmied it down. You literally have to shimmy it down at the same time. And then once it gets down there, then you just have to push. And then it clicks in a little bit more. There we go. And we are in there. There we go. And you want to do it until you hear that click, because if you don't hear that click, then you can get a RAM error. Alright. So we got both of the RAMs in. I think I'm going to come back one day and I'm going to go ahead and put like some covers over these RAM sticks, because they look a little basic. So this is a DDR5. Alright, so next we're going to go ahead and put the cooler in here. Now for this, we're going to be using the stealth cooler that comes with this particular Ryzen 5 7000 series. Let's take this out, move this stuff out the way. Alright, this is the stealth cooler. So let's go ahead and unbox this. The funny thing is, I think this is the first time I've ever used like the stealth cooler that comes with this unit. It comes with Ryzen. And eventually I'll come back and I'll go ahead and use replace it with more of a fancier looking cooler. Now just looking at it, if you notice, you already have the thermal paste in there, so I don't have to put thermal paste on there, number one. Number two, I got 4 screws. I'm gonna put this back in here for a second. I'm gonna put this to the side. Notice right here, there aren't any screws for that to come in place. That's because they already pre-installed these latches right here. This would be if you were trying to put like a custom cooler in there or something like that, one of the big boy coolers. But we're not going to use that, so I'm going to go ahead and take these out, use them for a future build. See, those are the screws I'm going to be screwing into. Just in case you don't see them. See those screws at the bottom? I'm going to do the same thing with the top. Take this off. There we go. Now I have all 4 screws available. So now what I'm gonna do, we'll go ahead and take this stealth cooler out. Now the key with the stealth cooler is you want to make sure that this cable right here is able to make it up here to the CPU cooler fan connection. So If you have it to where AMD is right here, you can do it right there. Or you could actually go up and down like this. Let me see, and then you can wrap that around. Oh, but it won't make it. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go like this. This way I can hit all the screws, and then I don't have too much of this lagging around and going there. So let's do that. Alright. I have it right on top of the CPU. Okay. So now let's go ahead and let's screw these in. I'm gonna stand up for this because you gotta screw it in like a crossway fashion. So let's do this one. Then after that, you're gonna cross here. Then I'm gonna screw right here. And then I'm gonna screw up here. This way, everything screws like it's supposed to. And you can screw this as tight as you want. You can't over screw it, because once it's as tight as it's gonna get, it's just gonna stop. There will be no more threads. See, that one's done. So now I'm gonna come down here, screw right there. Alright, that's done. Now I'm gonna screw this one all the way down. That's done. Now I'm gonna screw this one all the way down. That's done. Test them all. They're all in. Alright, there we go. So now we have the CPU in, we have the cooler in, we have the storage in, we got the RAM in. So now we're going to install it inside of this case. It's going to be the Zalman S3. Going to install it inside of this case and go ahead and get it rocking. So just give me a second. Alright, so this is the Zalman S3. Go ahead and take the top off of it. Let me see. Take this door out. Should be thumb screws. You can use a flat here, but thumb screws are good enough. I'm not going to take the plastic off first. Do that at the end. The cinematic effect. Right here for that one. It is the last one here. Alright. Let's do this up there. There we go. Go ahead and do that last part right there. Take it off and see the inside. This will give you a book so you can like look at the different parts and everything. Cool things about it with these PC cases, they give you all your screws and everything you're gonna need for right here. So this is very important. Go ahead and put those to the side. And then if you look at it, that's all your operating cables. This is the stuff that hooks up for like your USB, HD audio, and just all your different fans, so your on, off, power, LED, things like that, reset button, and things like that. So let me see, some of these they'll even have a label for you. If I could lay down beside you, I would. Yeah, they have a label. Only thing is, I don't think this is labeled in English, which is fine because I know they mean. But yeah, see, USB 3.0. Alright. Then you have the installed fans already. So I got one fan installed in the back already, and then I got two fans right here installed in the front. So let's go ahead and get this situated. Oh yeah, before I do turn this over, to get to these fans, just in case you want to change them out, or even finding the power cables, a lot of times you can just take this front part right here, you can just pull on it, and it'll come off. Just like so. There you go. That's how you get to the front part of the fans. Then you also have these the fan cables right here that connect to the fan supply. So next we're gonna go ahead and take off this that back section as well. All you have to do with that is just undo those screws. Back it up right there. So undo these screws. Screw at the bottom, same type of screw. Thumb screw. Then you slide this up. These are the fans for the back right here. They're hooked up to what's called a Molex cable. So this will probably go directly into the power supply Molex connection for power. That's this right. That's the power supply right there, 600 watts. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this over and get to installing. All right, so when you lay the PC case down, this is what it's gonna look like. And if you notice, you have these standoffs. These standoffs are for the different sizes here. Mini ATX, or your ITX, and then your ATX. So we're dealing with an ATX motherboard. So we're going to be using all of these over here. Only thing is, we need to use that, and that. So we're going to go ahead and install some standoffs for that. Now, this is the bag of screws that came with the case. This is what I'm going to get the standoff out of. So you basically just open this up, and you go through it until you find the standoff. And those are the standoffs. Basically, you screw them in, and then you can screw in the back with other screws. Let's go ahead and install these. Get them started first with my hand. started, find a screwdriver to go ahead and get them all the way in. So let me go get that. Alright, so I'm going to use this, basically a little socket set, a socket head with a little socket driver. It is a 5mm socket, and basically just get in there. Go ahead and get it all the way down. Go ahead and do that with this one. Same with this one. And we got left. Alright, now we can go ahead and drop the motherboard in. Alright, now I'm about to drop the motherboard in there, but I noticed before I drop it in there, there's a tab right there on like the I/O shield. I'm going to take that blue tab off, and that just covers up or protects the I/O shield on the shipper. Take that off. Go ahead and drop the motherboard in. Make sure that we guide where my left thumb is into the hole where the I/O goes. Pop that through. Kind of guide it with your left hand. You know what? This wasn't even an ATX. This is like a micro ATX. So I didn't even have to put those other I/O shields in. That's fine. Still good for bracing it. Anyhow, slide this thing. Alright, so I was able to scoot that in. Basically the best way is just to lay it flat and just push it. And it's gonna feel like it's hanging up on this fan right here, but it's not. It's just the I/O. It has a little bit of play in it from this outside area right there. And that way it keeps it from popping out. So you just gotta push it until it clicks. That's the thing with a lot of this stuff. It may feel like it's not gonna go in, but that's just for safety reason. You push it till it clicks. And after that, you line it. So let's go ahead and wire it up. So, like I said, we have our I/O fans right here, or our I/O cables right here. So this right here goes to our USB 3.0. So we're gonna take all of this stuff through here. We're gonna run everything through the back so it's nice and clean. We're gonna go ahead and turn it around. All right, so this is where we start connecting things. We're gonna take these cables with all your reset and power and everything, and we're gonna go ahead and run that right through here. USB 3.0, gonna run that through there. USB. We're gonna run that through here. And before other USB. And this should be HD audio. We're gonna run that over here to the right through here for the HD audio. All right, so this is how it looks. Like I said, these fans over here, they're gonna be connected to Molex, so that's coming right out of the power supply. Speaking of that, we can go ahead and hook up the power supply now. Once again, it's a Thermaltake Smart Series power supply. It's not modular at all because it's a budget build, but it should be good. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Make sure y'all saw that. All right, so in the power supply, you get your cables for your power cable. You get some wire strips and some screws. And you get power supply. You always want to put it in with the fan. Truthfully, how would I put it in? I'm gonna put it in like this with the fan going down. All right, that way the air has some way to dissipate to. But I've seen some people put it in with the fan going up. But we're gonna go in with the fan going down. So let's go ahead and undo this. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this in. And I just double checked, and you definitely want the fan going downward. That's why you have a little graded area right there. And so we're gonna go ahead and put the power supply in. And also screws right here that's screwed to the side of the case to kind of tell you which way to put it in as well. So go ahead and put that in there. All right, now while we're here, I know this looks like a lot of cables, but what you do, you just break it up into different parts. This right here is the power for your motherboard. All right, then you have, and they're labeled. This right here is power for your CPU, and it's labeled right there. All right, and then remember when I was talking about those side fans right here for the Molex cables? Hold on, let me find it. Right there. Here are your Molex connectors. So that's gonna go directly into there and right there. And those fans are gonna have power. So that's what hooks those up. And then we may not even use all of these. For instance, some of these are for like SSDs, that need power. But of course we use the NVMe SSD. That was that little small thing of storage for 1 terabyte, and it went directly into the board. So we won't even have to use these. And of course we don't have a disk driver because computers don't have disk drivers anymore. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and screw the power supply in. Let's take these out. All right, so I'm gonna turn the case around this way. Right there you can see exactly where the power supply goes in. And so what we're gonna do is go ahead and line these screws up. I'm gonna do that bottom right one first. Let's go ahead and get that in. Tell you what, let's go ahead and bring it to the surface so you can see it. There we go. There we go. Now we can go ahead and screw it in. I'm basically holding it on the back with my other hand. It has a lot of holes in the bottom so you can kind of get a grip of it. And you go ahead and you put that first screw in. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put these other screws in. They're just lined up for us perfectly. Alright, let's put the other screw in. Alright, and then this screw right here that just fell, let me find that real quick so I can put that in. Give me a second. Alright, now we're putting this last screw in. Alright, so the power supply is connected, to the case. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start with the I/O stuff. Basically all your case functions. We're going to plug that into the motherboard first. Alright. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, now this right here is the USB 3.0. That's right there actually. So I'm going to take this back out. And just going to plug it in right here. USB 3.0. And it's keyed right there so you can only put it in one way. Alright. So that's in. USB 3.0. Alright. So now, let's go ahead and hook up the HD audio, which is right here. So that's keyed right there. So it's going to have a gap at the top. So that lets you know right there that it's this one. So we're going to go ahead and hook this one in. Alright. Alright, so the HD audio is connected. Now it leaves us with this, which is, and all of these are labeled, a USB. And this one is keyed, so there's a block, is basically a space right here at the top left. So you can just look for a USB, or the bottom right, matter of fact, is upside down. So that would be this right here. That's the USB. So let's go ahead and hook this up. Make sure I'm putting it in the right way. Yes. All right. Check both sides of that. Just make sure it's in right there. All right, so our USBs are all connected. We'll worry about this later. We'll tie this to the side somewhere. So that's out of the way. Definitely not there because we don't want it to get in the way of a graphics card. We'll take care of that later. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and hook up the I/O stuff. Now this can be kind of confusing sometimes, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the instructions for this. So I went ahead and I got the manual for the b650m-hdv.m.2 user manual. And right here on page 23, it pretty much tells you how to go about hooking up those front panel wires. Of course, you have the power LED negative, the power LED positive, power switch, HDD LED, and the reset switch. And then it tells you how to hook them up. So these are going to go right there. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 switch wires at the top and 4 wires at the bottom. All right. And if you look at it, it'll tell you right there at the bottom area where it goes. So for instance, the power switch is going to be on the bottom left. So we'll go ahead and take the power switch. There it is. This goes bottom left, the power switch. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so we got it all together. We got everything hooked up, got the monitor hooked up and the keyboard, so we can go ahead and test it. Now, before you do anything, you got to make sure you install a fresh thing of Windows. So I got my Windows right here, and I'm going to go ahead and proceed to put this into the USB drive in the back. There we go. That way when it starts up, it can pull Windows. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn the power supply on. Now we're gonna hit it and see what happens. All right, so there's a problem there. So let's see what it is. All right, so basically I had to undo these 2 screws to be able to get my CPU cables through the bag. So rule of thumb, make sure your CPU cables are ran through the back of this case before you screw the motherboard down, or it's a headache. But anyhow, they're in there. They only go in one way, as you can see right here. Has those little clicks right there. I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up in there. Alright, so now, as you can see, I got the CPU fan in there. The CPU power supply wired into it. It's in there, it's down. That's done. So now, for the main event, I'm gonna hook up the graphics card. So let's There we go. Now, of course, we don't want this wire in front of the graphics card. It's interesting how this was wired up. You know, as far as where they put the fan cable and stuff like that. This makes me wonder. Wish they had a fan that was closer to here for us to hook up to, but it's not. We'll see what happens when we get the graphics card in there. Anyhow, let's go ahead and move that over here to the side. Get that nice and tucked away. That's why people get extensions. All right, anyhow. So the graphics card is gonna go right here. So what we wanna do, we wanna disconnect the second, we disconnect the second and the third standoffs. Right here, these brackets. So we're gonna go ahead and unscrew those screws right there. Alright. I don't know why they always get this thing right here, but anyhow. Let's take a look at our graphics card first. Alright. Now we're going to open up our AMD Radeon 7600. Let's go ahead and get this started up. Now we got the overclock edition, 8 gigabytes of VRAM, Challenger graphics card. So let's go ahead and open it up, see what we got. It says right here, advanced gaming with RDNA 3 architecture, cooler accuracy, unified AMD performance, high performance rendering, usual elevate your gain, crisp and clear. Strip axle fans, super alloy graphics card. Dual fan design. Gotta have a dual fan design, but let's go ahead and open it up. I don't even see how you can single fan it in 2023. And here we have it. Woo! That thing is serious. I like those see-through fans too. But yep, this is the RX 7600. Man. Woo! Nice. And then if you notice the back right here, I like that. The back, that Challenger series from ASROCK. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and install this now. But yeah, this is nice looking. Go ahead and put it down. 1 second. so the way this is gonna go in, it's basically gonna be like that. The connections right here at the bottom are going to go into that metal part right there. So let's do it. Let's take this out of the way. We'll put that back later. There, so let's see. Gonna go to maybe able to just use these two. I think so. I guess because this is a medium ATX motherboard. I noticed this right here, this USB 3.0 may be in the way, so let's take that off. Does not want to come off. Let's see. Go ahead and bring this out. Bring it back in through here. There we go. A lot better. Alright. Alright. Let's get it. And you basically push it in until you hit that clip. So, put that head in there. Hey, went in kind of smooth. Not used to them going in that smooth. That went in really smooth. All right. Is that let's see. Should go directly in. Let me change my fingers. Man, if I had smaller fingers, a better vision. All right, got both of those, huh? Go ahead and seal them with my nail. All right, so all of those are connected. And last, the power switch. And according to the schematics, Should be positive to the left and negative to the right. Right next to that spacer. There's the spacer. So let's make sure we know which side. Positive. There's the positive. I got the positive to the left there. It says positive to the left there. So let's go ahead and install the switch. There we go. Make sure it's set in there. Everything's set, just like it's supposed to be. Alright, cool. Alright, cool thing is that was the hardest part. So now we can go back to having fun and hook up the power supply. Alright, now we're gonna hook up the power supply cables. So first things first, go ahead and get the power supply cables in the areas where they're supposed to go. So first, let's hook up the power supply cable for the motherboard, which would be this big one right here. So I'm gonna go through here. That'll be for the motherboard. We also want the power supply cable for the GPU. That's this guy right here, and the PCIe right here as well. So let's go ahead and hook those up. All right. Now, as we stated before, these are for if you have like an HDD hard drive, or maybe like a solid state SSD that's not NVMe, but we have an NVMe 1 terabyte. So we don't need these. So we're gonna go ahead and stuff these unnecessary cables back in here. Just right there behind the power supply, where nobody has to see them. Which leaves us with our Molex. Now, I usually don't use Molex, but it is what it is. These pre-installed fans there going off of Molex. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click these in. Of course, oval part at the top, oval part right here. I'll tell you what, I'll click it in right there. There you go. And Molexes are basically, so if you wanted to route them all in sequence, which we're not going to do, probably come back later eventually and just replace these with all fans that route directly off of the motherboard, but it's all good. So let's go ahead and get these stuffed in here. Alright, and then I'll do my wiring, make the wires neat and everything off camera. But yeah, so now we'll come back over here. right, so now we're gonna go ahead and hook these up. Like we said before, this is for the motherboard power. Kind of feel around there and see how it goes in. And after that, just go ahead and hook it in. You know what? I think I'm gonna come through here actually. There we go. Now we can just hook that up right there. Alright, so we have our motherboard power ran. Now we need our, we gotta run our CPU power. Give me 1 second. Alright, so that's the CPU cable. We want to make sure that that's ran up to where it can get to the CPU area. So we're gonna go ahead and reroute this. Alright, so we're gonna do this very detailed. So if you look right here, it says reset switch positive, and then right next to it, reset switch negative. And that's right next to a blank. So if you look at this in my hand, it's the reset switch right here. Positive is that arrow, negative doesn't have an arrow. So we're gonna hook it directly to where the panel says reset switch. So let's hook this up to it. Alright, and that's in there. And if you notice, it goes side by side, positive, negative. Now I did notice, hold up, that it should go right under the power switch and the power switch positive. So that should be a blank, which means, let's take this out of there and let's put it in here. There you go. Those right there, those should be empty. All right. Now next to it says HD LED. So let's find the wire for that. HD LED. Here we go. HD LED. That's two switches or two pins. Now on this it says positive should be far away and negative should be right next to the wire we already put in. So once again, let's find positive and negative. Positive, that arrow. Negative doesn't have an arrow, so it goes in just like this, right next to that. So put that right in there. All right. There we go. All right, so now we got two in. See, it's starting to look just like this from the side. Let me find it. It's looking just like that from the side. So we just did that bottom part right there. Alright, positive to the right, negative to the left, positive to the left, negative to the right. I'm gonna check that just to make sure that that first switch, just to make sure that that positive is on the right hand side. See? That positive was on the left hand side. So I'm gonna turn that around. Alright. So for that one, the positive's on the right. And with this one, the positive is on the left. So that error right there. Alright. Now, what do we have next? Now let's go up. We'll go from left to right. Power LED should be in the far, should be positive to the left and negative to the right. So let's find the power LED. Yeah. Let me move these over so they're going correctly because I need some more slack out of this. All right, I figured it out. So I set positive to the right for the reset switch. Then I put it in like this. That should go like this because that arrow is the positive side. So we hook that up right there. Positive to the right. That makes sense. And then after that, you do your HDD LED positive to the left. That is, here we go. There's the positive. We're gonna keep that to the left. So that goes on just like this. All right. So those are both in there. So now for the top part, from left to right, we're gonna do our power LED positive to the left and negative to the right. That should be this power LED. That's a power switch. Power LED positive to the left. So that's this guy right here. I'm gonna need both hands for this, so give me a second. All right, so now I'll go ahead and get this in. So we set positive to the left. And then the negative LED, that's to the right. let's get closer. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, the red lights are gone. And we are in. Yeah, that's it right there. That's all I wanted to see. I wanted it to post. It's weird because it went directly into Windows, which is interesting. But that may be also because I have Windows right there. I'll get into the BIOS later. But yeah, as of now, we have a perfectly good computer. No more LEDs down there. Everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing. All the fans are working. So of course we know what we got to do now. We got to go ahead and do that peel. But I'm gonna go ahead and let the young man whose computer this belongs to do the first peel. So give me a second. All right, James, do the peel off. Legit peel off. There it is.
Like the 8 hours don't have it running.
And there we go. We in.